Hey guys, how's it going? It's munclesonkey. So for today, I wanted to do a little something different, video-wise at least. I didn't upload a video yesterday. I do deeply apologize about that. The reason why is I'm just kind of going through like video maker's block right now. I can't really think of what to make other than the series that I'm working on at the moment, and I'm also working on a Slayer series, but I just haven't been slaying lately because I've been only PVMing. So what I decided to do is ask a couple people from my FC to come and try out some PvP with me. So a couple people did, and I recorded three of the most interesting and longer fights. And I wanted to talk a little bit about like how much PvP has devolved in the evolution of combat, and really why I'm not exactly sure why that is. So just be warned that in the background, I don't think anyone here is really a great PvPer. I know I don't PvP. I don't think the other people that came here do either. I was pretty much just going off of what I've learned from warbands and like the one time I went to the duel arena with some friends to do some PvP one time. That's all the PvP I've done in the evolution of combat. So unfortunately, in the evolution of combat, like if you want to PvP, pretty much the only way to do that is warbands. There are a couple people on the PKing world, but it's pretty much just like one itemers with polypore staffs, and that's about it. So if you're into one iteming polypore staff fighting, you're welcome to do that. But other than that, you're kind of out of luck. There are like a few people who do Revenant PKing and stuff, and you can go fight them. Although for the most part, if you want to PK, it's pretty much just warbands for the most part. And I don't even consider warbands really PKing, and I know that people don't actually PK with mage. It's all range and occasionally melee. No one really uses mage ever for PKing, but we just decided to do it for fun. But yeah, if you want to do warbands, I don't really consider that PKing because it's pretty much just whoever has the larger friends chat that's actually willing to fight, because there's a lot of warbands friends chats that the second they see PKers they just run. But in warbands, it's pretty much for the most part whoever has the larger friends chat of people who actually somewhat know how to PK, you will win. So if it's like a friends chat of 40 people who know how to PK versus 30 people who know how to PK, it's for the most part going to be the 40 people who know how to PK that are going to win that. So it's more just piling people and using stuns as much as possible for warbands than it is really actual fighting. And I know devotion doesn't work during PvP. I don't know why I clicked that there. But anyway, yeah, we just decided to go all out with some higher level gear. He was using Tectonic, I was using Sea Singers, which both have the same defense. Tectonic just has an armor bonus and Sea Singers does not. And he was also using a two I was using a two-handed weapon. He was using dual wield, which again there isn't a huge difference, at least PvP wise. The dual wield is better for PVM obviously because of the concentrated blast. And I almost died there. I have no idea how I didn't die. I think he splashed on me, and if he didn't splash, I was at like 300 HP or something. I definitely would have been KO'd there. So again, I did die a couple times. I did not record any of the fights where I did die because they weren't very interesting. Like I was just like really low on food anyway, and I didn't want to bank, so I just took a death for free healing. So yeah, I only recorded the fights that were more longer and interesting. So don't try to it's not like I'm trying to make myself look like I'm good, because I am definitely not. There are definitely a few people who actually PK a little bit during warbands, but the problem is the only people who are really good at PKing are for the most part in single way combat. And if you want to fight them, they have pretty darn good gear, like they're risking several mil. And I, for one, know that I'm not very good at PKing myself. I know my limitations. So it's not really possible to find good actual fights unless you know, have friends. Like this, for example. This is just a guy from my friends chat who was wanting to come and join me, help me make a video. And yeah, unless you have really good friends that are willing to do fights and stuff, for the most part, you're kind of out of luck. One thing that I don't really understand, though, is were so many people who PK'd before the evolution of combat. And it might sound almost blasphemous saying this, but I think, in all honesty, evolution of combat PKing is a lot more fun than pre-evolution of combat PKing. I'll admit it, I was not much of a PKer pre-evolution of combat, so for me it's a lot easier to say that because I don't have the nostalgia factor. A lot of people, I think, love the pre-EOC PKing because of, you know, the nostalgia. That's what they grew up doing, so that's what they love to do. Me personally, I did a little bit of PKing, but I didn't do a whole lot, and whenever I did, it was just rune fights with claw specs. You know, it wasn't anything interesting, and I never really liked it because it's pretty much you just hit them with a whip until their health gets low, and then you switch to your declaws and you click on the special attack button, and that pretty much sums up PKing right there. There's like a little more to it, like you want to time your vengeances and all that, but for the most part, pre-EOC PKing wasn't super involved. There was definitely more just clicking and then waiting than there was anything else, and that's, in all honesty, the main reason I never liked it. This is definitely a lot more strategy to it. Like, as you can see here, I brought the Royal Crossbow switch because I'm using the fragmentation shot, and that's why I run under him. Is I switch the Royal Crossbow, I hit him with frag shot, and then I run under him. And then if he's in the middle of ability spamming, his character will automatically move out to the side, which means that the fragmentation shot triples its damage. So that was my strategy here for Mage PK. And then if you're range PKing, you want to bring a two-handed melee weapon switch with you, and you use the bash ability, which has a chance of disabling their protection prayers. It doesn't always work, but that can be really, really powerful in PvP. And then obviously, if you have the 2H weapon switch, you also want to use the slaughter ability, which if you can get your opponent to move, again, what I do is I just stand under them, and then if their ability spamming too hard, or if they're not paying attention and don't realize that they're slaughtered and they move, it again triples the damage. So fragmentation shot and slaughter are definitely very, very powerful during PK, and during this fight, I honestly thought I was going to lose. I was like, you know what, I just have to go all out here. I have to KO him because I think I actually ran out of food in this fight, so I was like, I got to KO him or we're done. You know, I can't go on any longer. And he did not bring a range switch, so I did not have to worry about fragmentation shot, which really helped my case a lot. This would probably be better if it was live commentary, but in all honesty, like, I was focusing and really trying hard to win these fights, so when you're focusing really hard, it's hard to do live commentary. Also, I'm not sure what it's called, but the shot where it sticks into him and then blows up after a few seconds, that's a pretty good ultimate ability because it can hit pretty hard. Again, like, you just stick him with that, and then he'll be praying magic because you're using magic and you can hit like 1.5k on him. But anyway, there's a few fights. Hopefully you found that somewhat interesting. I absolutely love EOC PK. I think it's a blast. I wish more people did it, but oh well. Farewell.